Let me ask you something. Why do some women grow more beautiful with time while others lose their light? It is not the face. It is not the body. It is not even confidence. Beauty is trained. It is a way of thinking, a way of moving through life. Today, I will show you 7 habits that silently shape a woman's presence. Habits that make her unmistakably beautiful, even before she speaks. And once you understand this, you will never look at beauty the same way again. What I share with you today is not opinion, not trend, not motivation. It is wisdom tested through discipline, awareness, and inner stillness. If you practice these habits, beauty will no longer be something you chase. It will become something you radiate. This is my promise to you. Real beauty becomes effortless when the mind is trained correctly. 1. Beauty begins with how you speak to yourself. Before the world ever sees you, before anyone forms an opinion, before a single word leaves your mouth, there is already a conversation happening. That conversation is not outside, it is inside. And most people never notice it. They wake up with it. They carry it through the day, they fall asleep with it. Yet, they have never chosen its tone, its direction, or its truth. The way you speak to yourself becomes the foundation of how you exist in the world. Not what others say about you, not how many admire you, not how often you are praised. The voice inside is the architect. Everything else is decoration. If that voice is harsh, your body tightens, your face hardens, your movements become rushed, defensive, uncertain. Even when you smile, something feels strained. People may not know why, but they feel it. If that voice is patient, your shoulders soften, your breathing deepens, your eyes settle. Without effort, you appear composed. Many believe beauty is something added. Makeup added, style added, confidence added. But true beauty is something removed. Removed tension, removed self-attack, removed inner conflict. Listen closely. How do you correct yourself when you fail? How do you address yourself when you are tired? Do you encourage or do you punish? Do you guide or do you shame? A woman who constantly criticizes herself believes discipline comes from cruelty. This is false. Cruelty creates fear. Fear creates contraction. Contraction kills beauty. Wisdom teaches something quieter. Correction without violence. Awareness without judgment. Strength without aggression. When you speak to yourself with respect, you train your nervous system to feel safe. Safety changes everything. Your voice becomes steady. Your presence becomes grounded. Your beauty becomes calm rather than loud. This is why some women enter a room and nothing about them is dramatic, yet everyone notices. They are not seeking approval. They are not negotiating their worth. Their inner dialogue is settled. The mirror does not decide your beauty. The mirror only reflects the tone of your inner speech. Speak to yourself like someone you are responsible for guiding, not someone you are punishing for existing. When this changes, your beauty stops depending on conditions. It no longer rises and falls with neither circumstance. It becomes stable. And once your inner voice becomes gentle but firm, something else begins to shift. Something deeper than words. Something that does not speak at all. True, a calm mind sharpens natural attractiveness. Attraction is not noise, it is clarity. And clarity only appears when the mind is calm. A restless mind needs energy. It jumps ahead, it replays the past. It argues with imaginary opponents. It searches for validation that never satisfies. The body follows this unrest. Gestures become excessive. Expressions become exaggerated. Presence becomes scattered. The calm mind does the opposite. It gathers energy. It conserves it. It directs it. You have seen this without understanding it. Two people can wear the same clothes, speak the same language, walk the same path. One feels magnetic, the other invisible. The difference is not effort, it is mental stillness. Calmness sharpens features, not physically, but perceptually. When the mind is not busy managing anxiety, the eyes become clear. When the mind is not racing, the breath slows. When the breath slows, the body relaxes. When the body relaxes, natural elegance appears. This is why forced confidence never lasts. It requires constant mental tension. Calmness requires none. A calm mind listens more than it speaks. It responds instead of reacts. It allows silence without panic. Silence is powerful. Silence gives weight to presence. Most people fear silence because it exposes their inner chaos. A woman who is comfortable in silence reveals inner order. This order is deeply attractive because it signals stability, awareness, and self-possession. Calmness does not mean passivity, it means clarity before action. Precision instead of impulse. Depth instead of display. When the mind is calm, beauty becomes economical. Nothing is wasted, no movement unnecessary, no word excessive, no emotion uncontrolled. This is why calm women age differently. Stress carves lines into the face. Calm smooths them. Not because time stops, but because resistance ends. Train the mind to rest. Not escape, not distract. Rest, even for moments, even between breaths. You do not need to eliminate thoughts. You need to stop obeying them all. As the mind calms, attraction shifts. People do not feel pulled by need. They feel drawn by presence. And when presence deepens, another quality emerges quietly. Something that cannot be imitated, something that cannot be learned from appearance alone. 3. Stillness creates sense presence creates beauty. Stillness is not the absence of movement. It is the absence of inner disturbance. You can be perfectly still and completely restless. You can be moving and deeply still. True stillness is internal alignment. Presence is born from stillness. Presence is felt, not announced. It enters a room before words do. It remains after words end. A woman with presence does not rush to prove herself. She does not hurry to fill space. She does not chase attention. Attention finds her. Stillness anchors energy. When energy is anchored, it stops leaking through nervous habits. It stops escaping through unnecessary reactions. It stays collected. Collected energy becomes gravity. Gravity creates beauty. This is why children stare at someone with presence. Why animals remain calm around them. Why conversations slow down in their company. Presence is not performance. It is availability. Availability to the moment as it is, not as you wish it to be. Most people live slightly ahead of themselves, thinking of the next line, the next impression, the next outcome. Presence collapses that distance. When you are fully here, your body aligns. Your gestures match your words. Your expression matches your intention. There is no contradiction. This coherence is beautiful. Stillness trains you to feel rather than judge, to observe rather than control. From this state, your responses carry weight. Beauty born from presence does not fade with age, trend, or attention. It deepens. To cultivate stillness, you must stop fighting discomfort. Sit with it. Breathe with it. Let it pass through without narration. As stillness grows, presence stabilizes. As presence stabilizes, beauty becomes inevitable. And when beauty is no longer something you seek, but something that happens naturally, you will realize that wisdom has been shaping you all along. 4. Discipline shapes elegance more. E than desire. Desire is loud. Discipline is quiet. Desire wants immediately. Discipline waits deliberately. Most people confuse desire with passion and discipline with restriction. But wisdom reveals the opposite. Desire consumes energy. Discipline refines it. Elegance is not accidental. It is trained. It is the result of repeated choices made when no one is watching. How you sit when you are alone. How you speak when no reward is promised. Discipline is not force. It is agreement. An agreement between who you are now and who you are becoming. When this agreement is broken repeatedly, inner conflict arises. Conflict creates tension. Tension leaks into posture, expression, tone. Beauty dissolves. A disciplined woman moves with intention. She does not fidget. She does not rush unnecessarily. Her movements are economical. Her gestures precise. This is not stiffness. This is clarity. Desire wants to be seen. Discipline does not need to be noticed. And this is why discipline carries elegance. It does not perform. It simply exists. Observe someone governed by desire. Their energy rises and falls dramatically. Excitement followed by exhaustion. Intensity followed by collapse. There is nothing stable to rest upon. Stability is beautiful. Discipline creates stability. It sets rhythms. Sleep at a certain time. Wake at a certain time. Speak when needed. remain silent when not. Over time, the body relaxes into this predictability. Relaxation refines appearance. This is why discipline softens the face rather than hardens it. The mind stops negotiating constantly. The body stops bracing for chaos. Elegance is the absence of excess emotion, excess reaction, excess explanation. Discipline removes excess gently, consistently. Many fear discipline because they associate it with loss. But discipline does not remove freedom, it removes distracted. What remains is presence. When a woman is disciplined, she does not chase attention, she chooses alignment. Attention follows alignment naturally. Discipline teaches patience. Patience slows movement. Slower movement reveals grace. Grace is felt before it is seen. This is not about rigid rules. It is about self-respect expressed through consistency. When you keep promises to yourself, your inner world becomes orderly. Order reflects outward. And as elegance emerges from discipline, another quality is required to protect it. Because without control, even elegance can be undone in a moment. 5. Emotional control is magnetic. Emotion is energy. Uncontrolled energy scatters. Controlled energy attracts. Many believe expressing everything makes them authentic. Wisdom teaches restraint, not suppression but mastery. Mastery allows choice. When emotions govern behavior, unpredictability follows. People feel uncertain. They do not know which version they will meet. Uncertainty repels. Emotional control creates safety. Safety creates attraction. This is instinctive. Before words are understood, energy is felt. A woman who can feel deeply without reacting impulsively carries power. Her calm during tension speaks louder than any declaration. Control does not mean numbness, it means space. Space between feeling and action. In that space, wisdom appears. Observe how emotional storms distort beauty. The face tightens, the voice sharpens, movements become abrupt. Even truth loses its elegance when delivered without control. Emotional control preserves dignity. Dignity is magnetic. Demands respect without demand. This is why composure during conflict is unforgettable. Others raise their voice. She lowers hers. Others accelerate. She slows down. The contrast creates gravity. Control does not deny emotion. It channels it. Anger becomes clarity. Sadness becomes depth. Joy becomes warmth rather than noise. This control is not learned in dramatic moments. It is trained in small ones. When irritation arises and you breathe instead of react. When disappointment appears and you observe instead of explode. Each moment of restraint strengthens the inner muscle. Over time, reactions soften, responses mature. People feel drawn to this steadiness. They may not know why. They just feel calmer in its presence. Emotional control also protects beauty from erosion. Chronic emotional turbulence etches itself into expression. Control smooths these patterns. This is why maturity enhances attractiveness when emotion is mastered. Without mastery, time amplifies chaos. When emotions are under control, attention shifts inward. Awareness grows. And with awareness, silence becomes comfortable rather than threatening. 6. Silence often speaks louder than expression. Silence is not emptiness, it is density. It carries meaning without explanation. Those who speak constantly often fear silence. Silence reflects the self. Expression distracts from it. A woman comfortable with silence is not rushing to fill space. She allows moments to unfold. This patience signals confidence without display. Silence sharpens presence. When words are few, they carry weight. When expression is restrained, attention intensifies. Observe how silence changes posture. The body settles. The breath deepens. The eyes soften. These subtle shifts create beauty that cannot be styled. Silence allows others to project. In projection, fascination grows. Mystery remains intact. Expression reveals. Silence invites. Invitation is powerful. This does not mean withdrawal. It means intentional speech. Speaking only when words add value. Listening fully when they do not. Silence trains awareness. Awareness notices tone, timing, energy. This awareness refines interaction. In silence, emotions are felt without a. amplification. Thoughts pass without attachment. The inner world quiets. From this quiet, authenticity emerges naturally, not forced, not explained, simply present. A woman rooted in silence does not compete for attention. She becomes the point of stillness others orbit. This stillness is not passive. It is centered. Centered energy is unmistakable. Silence also protects wisdom. What is spoken too freely loses depth. What is held with care gains power. In silence, discipline stabilizes. Emotional control strengthens. Everything aligns. And when silence becomes natural rather than uncomfortable, something profound begins to form beneath the surface. Something that prepares the ground for the next transformation. One that changes how beauty is sustained over time. 7. Awareness removes desperation. Desperation is not always loud. Often it is quiet. It hides behind politeness. It disguises itself as eagerness. It whispers through over-explaining, over-giving, over-trying. And most people do not realize it is there. Awareness reveals it. A woman without awareness moves for need rather than choice. She leans forward energetically, reaching for reassurance, for validation, for certainty. Even when her intentions are kind, her energy feels heavy. Others feel pulled instead of invited. Desperation is not about wanting. Wanting is natural. Desperation is about attachment to outcome. When your sense of worth depends on response, approval, or reaction, desperation is already present. Awareness dissolves this quietly, the moment you observe your inner state without judgment. Desperation loosens its grip. You notice the tightening in the chest, the shallow breath, the subtle urgency behind your words. And because you notice, you no longer obey. Awareness creates space. In that space, dignity returns. A woman who is aware does not chase clarity from others. She creates clarity with I and herself. She does not rush to secure connection. She allows connection to unfold. This is why awareness is attractive. It signals inner sufficiency. Sufficiency calms interactions. Calm interactions build trust. When awareness is absent, small uncertainties become emergencies. Messages unanswered feel personal. Silence feels like rejection. Neutral expressions feel threatening. The nervous system stays alert, scanning for danger that does not exist. Awareness grounds the nervous system. It reminds the body that the present moment is safe. Safety removes urgency. Urgency dissolves desperation. From awareness, patience emerges naturally. Patience slows speech. Slower speech carries weight. Weight commands respect. Awareness also refines perception. You begin to sense when effort is needed and when stillness is wiser. You stop forcing outcomes that are not aligned. This is not withdrawal. It is discernment. A woman who is aware trusts timing. She trusts her presence without advertising it. She trusts silence without filling it. And when desperation fades, something subtle replaces it. A quiet confidence that does not ask to be seen, yet is impossible to ignore. This confidence changes how others feel around you. They stop feeling managed. They start feeling met. And when people feel met rather than needed, they relax. In that relaxation, a deeper connection becomes possible. That connection does not come from pursuit. It comes from grounding. And grounding prepares the body to become something else entirely. 8. A grounded woman feels safe to be around. Safety is sensed before it is understood. Before words are processed, before intentions are evaluated, the body decides. Is this presence safe or demanding? Stable or unpredictable? Open or urgent? A grounded woman does not float above the moment. She inhabits it fully. Her energy moves downward, not outward. Down into the feet, down into the breath, down into the body. Grounding creates containment. Containment creates safety. When a woman is grounded, her emotions do not spill. Her thoughts do not rush ahead. Her attention remains here. People feel held rather than pulled. This is why grounding is deeply attractive. Not exciting in a sharp way, but comforting in a lasting one. Safety allows others to be themselves. They lower their guard. They slow their pace. Conversations deepen without effort. A grounded woman listens without preparing responses. She speaks without defensiveness. She stands without tension. Her body language is settled, shoulders relaxed, jaw unclenched, movements deliberate. This physical coherence communicates reliability. Grounding does not mean heaviness, it means stability. Stability allows lightness to emerge naturally. Many confuse intensity with depth. True depth is calm. It does not demand attention, it absorbs it. When a woman is grounded, others do not feel judged, they feel accepted. Acceptance is rare. Rare things are valued. Grounding also creates emotional resilience. External chaos does not easily disturb internal balance. Reactions soften. Perspective widens. This steadiness becomes a refuge, not because the grounded woman tries to comfort, but because her presence itself is comforting. Safety also enhances beauty. When the body feels safe, muscles relax. Facial expressions soften. The eyes settle. The voice warms. This is why grounding cannot be faked. It is felt somatically. Either the body is here or it is elsewhere. To become grounded, attention must return to sensation. Breath in the chest, weight in the feet, contact with the floor. As grounding deepens, the need to perform fades. Performance requires energy. Grounding conserves it, and when energy is conserved rather than spent, it begins to accumulate quietly. That accumulation changes posture, presence, and perception. And as grounding stabilizes, it naturally gives rise to a deeper form of respect, one that reshapes how a woman carries herself in every space she enters. 9. Self-respect changes posture, tone, and energy. Self-respect is not announced. It is embodied. It lives in how you stand when no one is watching, how you speak when you could interrupt but choose not to, how you leave situations that no longer honor you. A woman with self-respect does not shrink to fit. She does not expand to dominate. She occupies her space fully, without apology. This occupation is visible. The spine lengthens, the head balances, the chest opens. These are not poses. They are reflections of inner alignment. Tone shifts with self-respect. The voice steadies. It does not plead. It does not provoke. It communicates clearly and calmly. Energy also changes. There is less leakage, less explanation, less justification. What remains feels solid. Self-respect simplifies decisions. Boundaries become clear. Yes is spoken without guilt. No is spoken without aggression. This clarity reduces inner conflict. Reduced conflict softens the body. Softness combined with strength creates elegance. A woman who respects herself does not negotiate her worth through behavior. She does not overextend to be liked. She does not tolerate what diminishes her. Others sense this immediately, not consciously but instinctively. They adjust accordingly. Respect invites respect. This does not create distance. It creates trust. People know where they stand. Predictability feels safe. Self-respect also protects emotional energy. You stop investing where there is no return. You stop explaining yourself to those not listening. This conservation deepens presence. Presence deepens beauty. Over time, self-respect reshapes identity. You no longer ask who you should be. You live from who you are. This authenticity settles into the body. Movements become natural, expressions genuine. There is nothing to maintain. And when there is nothing to maintain, you are free to be fully present. That presence, built on awareness, grounding, and self-respect, becomes the quiet foundation for something even more refined. Something that determines how beauty endures beyond circumstances and time. 10. Beauty grows when comparison ends. Comparison is a subtle form of violence against the self. It appears harmless, even motivating, but it quietly erodes presence. The moment you measure yourself against another, you abandon your own ground. Your attention leaves your body and moves outward. In that movement, beauty weakens. Comparison fragments identity. You are no longer whole. You are divided into pieces you approve of and pieces you reject. Rejection creates tension. Tension shows itself in posture, in breath, in expression. When comparison ends, attention returns. It returns to sensation, to breath, to the weight of the body in space. This return is grounding. Grounding restores beauty. Speed disturbs rhythm. Disturbed rhythm disrupts grace. A woman constantly comparing moves too quickly or too cautiously. Neither is elegant. Beauty does not exist on a scale. It exists in alignment. Alignment cannot be measured. it can only be felt. When you stop comparing, your nervous system relaxes. It no longer scans for threat disguised as competition. Safety returns. Safety softens the face. Softness refines beauty. Comparison also distorts desire. You begin wanting what does not belong to you. Borrowed desires never fit well. They create restlessness. Restlessness is visible. A woman free from comparison moves with certainty, not arrogance. Certainty. She knows where she is. She knows what belongs to her. She knows what does not. This knowing simplifies life. Simplicity clarifies presence. Presence deepens beauty. Comparison also interrupts gratitude. Gratitude stabilizes emotion. Without it, satisfaction remains temporary. Temporary satisfaction leads to constant seeking. When comparison ends, contentment emerges. Contentment slows time. Slower time allows depth. Depth is beautiful. This does not mean ignorance of others. It means freedom from measuring yourself through them. Others become reference points, not standards. In this freedom, individuality sharpens. What is unique no longer needs defense. It simply exists. When individuality is embraced, confidence becomes quiet. Quiet confidence is powerful. And as comparison fades, another refinement becomes possible, one that balances strength with softness, firmness with openness, and reveals a deeper layer of beauty. 11. Softness with strength creates depth. Softness without strength collapses. Strength without softness intimidates. Depth appears only when both coexist. Many believe they must choose. Either be gentle or be firm, either receptive or decisive. This belief fractures wholeness. True depth comes from integration. A woman with softness and strength listens deeply but does not abandon herself. She feels fully but remains steady. She adapts without dissolving. Softness allows connection. Strength maintains boundaries. Together, they create trust. Trust deepens interaction. Deep interaction reveals beauty beyond surface. Softness is often misunderstood as weakness. In reality, softness requires courage. To remain open without armor demands inner stability. Strength provides that stability. It holds the structure so softness can flow without fear. When these qualities unite, expression becomes nuanced. Responses are measured. Emotions are felt without overwhelming. This balance refines movement. Gestures are neither rigid nor loose. They are responsive vein. S is alive. Life is attractive. Depth also changes voice. The tone carries warmth without uncertainty, authority without harshness, calm without passivity. People feel safe and respected simultaneously. This combination is rare. Softness invites closeness. Strength commands respect. Together they create intimacy without dependence. This intimacy does not cling. It connects. A woman embodying this balance does not need to prove resilience. She demonstrates it through composure. She does not need to display kindness. It is felt. Depth also slows judgment. Softness allows empathy. Strength allows discernment. Discernment prevents self-betrayal. This internal harmony reduces inner conflict. Reduced conflict frees energy. Freed energy settles into the body. The body relaxes without collapsing. Relaxation with structure is graceful. Grace emerges naturally when nothing is forced. Depth also protects beauty from volatility. Trends change. Attention shifts. Depth remains. As softness and strength integrate, presence becomes layered. There is more to discover over time. This layered presence invites curiosity. Curiosity sustains attraction. And when depth becomes stable, something even more subtle begins to shape beauty from within. Something that orders choices, clarifies direction, and gives meaning to restraint. 12. Clarity of values refines appearance. Values are invisible, but their effects are unmistakable. They guide choices quietly, consistently, without announcement. When values are unclear, behavior becomes inconsistent. Inconsistency creates tension. Tension shows. When values are clear, decisions simplify. Simplicity reduces friction. Reduce friction, smooth presence. A woman with clear values does not hesitate excessively. She knows what aligns and what does not. This knowing creates confidence without effort. Values influence posture. When you live against your values, the body contracts. When you live in alignment, the body opens. This opening is subtle. Shoulders release, breathing deepens, the face settles. Clarity of values also refines style. Not fashion, but expression. What you wear, how you speak, where you invest energy, excess falls away. Refinement is subtraction, not addition. Values protect energy. You stop explaining your standards. You stop seeking permission to be aligned. This conservation enhances vitality. Vitality animates beauty. Values also stabilize emotion. When actions match principles, regret diminishes, guilt fades, peace grows. Peace reflects outward. Peace is attractive. Clarity of values also shapes time. You spend it intentionally. Intentional time feels fuller. Fullness enriches presence. A woman guided by values does not drift. She moves deliberately. Direction adds elegance. Her life feels coherent. Coherence is sensed immediately. This coherence reduces noise. Less noise allows stillness. Stillness deepens beauty. Values also anchor resilience. When challenged, you do not collapse into confusion. You return to what matters. This return grounds the nervous system. Grounding steadies expression. Clarity does not make life easier. It makes it cleaner. Clean movement is graceful. When values are embodied, appearance becomes an echo of inner order. Nothing is exaggerated. Nothing is hidden. Authenticity settles in the body. The body reflects truth. And when truth is lived consistently, beauty stops being an effort and becomes a consequence, preparing the ground for an even deeper transformation that unfolds with time and patience. 13. Inner order reflects as outer grace. Order begins within, not in the room, not in possessions, not in schedules alone, but in the quiet spaces of the mind. The thoughts you entertain, the decisions you make, the priority. You uphold. All of these construct an internal architecture. This architecture is invisible, yet it shapes the way energy flows through your body. A disordered mind creates tension, fidgeting, abrupt gestures. A harmonious mind creates fluidity, poise, and what others perceive as elegance. Observe carefully. When someone moves with grace, it is rarely spontaneous. Grace is cultivated through repetition, through awareness, through alignment. When the inner world is chaotic, the body mirrors it. Shoulders rise without notice. Breathing becomes uneven. Hands tremble subtly, betraying inner unrest. Words come with hesitation or over-explanation, and even the smile carries strain. But when order is cultivated internally, the body becomes a vessel. Movement no longer leaks energy unnecessarily. Every gesture, every glance, every pause is intentional. This intentionality is the secret of outer grace. It is subtle, invisible, yet undeniable. The mind in order also curates presence. Decisions are made with clarity. Reactions are measured, deliberate. Life unfolds like a carefully orchestrated rhythm. People sense it before they can explain it. They feel drawn not to action, but to the quiet stability emanating from composure. Inner order also shapes perception. You see the world through a lens of clarity. Chaos no longer triggers fear or unnecessary tension. You navigate interactions with precision. You respond rather than react. In this precision, there is beauty. Beauty that feels effortless because it is rooted in something far deeper than superficial appearance. Most do not realize that grace is not taught in etiquette or fashion. It is built in thought, in decision, in alignment, and it is maintained in silence, patience, and attentiveness. A woman whose mind is ordered, whose attention is deliberate, exudes a rhythm that cannot be faked, a presence that commands without, demanding a beauty that others sense before they articulate. As inner order strengthens, the body begins to mirror this stability. The spine lengthens naturally, not as a posture correction, but as an echo of alignment. Breathing becomes deeper, calmer, resonating through the core. Movement slow, but not as hesitation. They slow as refinement. Speed is measured, purposeful. Every motion reflects the discipline of an inner structure. The gestures, the shifts, the glance, all are imbued with rhythm and intention. This is the quiet choreography of grace. And as outer grace emerges from inner order, it primes the field for patience. A patience that transforms not only appearance but perception itself, allowing depth and resilience to emerge. 14. Patience smoothes sharp edges of the personality. Patience is more than waiting. It is mastery over the urge to force outcomes. It is the art of timing your action to match the moment's readiness. A woman without patience moves aggressively through life, creating friction, sharpness in tone, abruptness in decision, the subtle edge of irritation. These are all markers of impatience. Even kindness loses weight when delivered too soon, too forcefully, without calibration. Patience smooths these edges. It softens the abruptness of thought. It tempers the quick reaction. It allows moments to unfold, letting clarity arise naturally before action is taken. A patient mind does not need to control. It observes, absorbs, evaluates, and then responds. This rhythm creates a fluidity that is impossible to manufacture. Notice how impatience distorts beauty. Faces tighten unconsciously when the mind races, speech accelerates, gestures clash, energy leaks. People sense tension before comprehension. The body carries anxiety as posture, as tone, as glance. Others may admire effort, but they feel unease, subtle but undeniable. This tension is the eros, ion of natural elegance. Patience, on the other hand, is stabilizing. It aligns intention with timing. It smooths the sharp edges, both internal and external. Sharp opinions soften into thoughtful observations. Quick impulses refine into deliberate choices. Energy is preserved, not scattered. Movements become economical, graceful without effort. Speech gains weight and resonance. Patience is the bridge between awareness and control. It allows observation without compulsion. It allows emotion without reactivity. It creates a buffer between desire and expression, giving time for wisdom to guide action rather than impulse. In this buffer, depth emerges. Depth manifests in expression, posture, voice, and presence. A patient woman does not announce her mastery, but she radiates it. Her interactions become considered, her decisions measured. People feel invited into her presence rather than manipulated by her actions. This magnetism is subtle but unmistakable. Patience also transforms relationships. When impatience dominates, interactions are transactional, fraught with urgency. When patience rules, interactions become generative, reflective, meaningful. Conversations gain resonance, silences become comfortable, and presence becomes heavier without effort. People are drawn, not because of charm or strategy, but because of alignment, a consistency that signals stability and safety. Patience is not passive, it is active observance. It is listening without interruption, waiting without anxiety, responding without haste. Each act is a meditation, a rhythm that smooths internal sharpness and polishes external presence. And as patience cultivates this refinement, the mind opens to clarity of thought. Clarity that does not shout, but guides, that does not force, but shapes, that does not argue, but reveals the path to deliberate action and measured influence. 15. Wisdom slows reactions and deepens allure. Wisdom is the accumulation of awareness, patience, and discipline. It is knowing when to speak, when to listen, when to act, and when to remain still. Wisdom is not loud, it is measured. It does not seek attention, but it is recognized instantly. It slows reaction time, not because the mind hesitates, but because it allows the full spectrum of perception to unfold before choosing action. A woman without wisdom reacts immediately. A question triggers a defense. An unexpected word provokes a response. Movement follows impulse. Energy leaks, intentions become muddled. Others sense unpredictability. Presence diminishes. Wisdom intervenes. It slows the nervous system. It creates a pause between stimulus and action. In that pause, information consolidates. Options are weighed. Emotion is balanced. The body aligns with intention. The response becomes artful. Every action carries weight because it is measured. This slowing does not reduce vitality, it enhances it. Energy is contained, directed, movements gain precision, gestures communicate without words, eyes convey intent and attention without noise. The voice resonates with authority, calm, and warmth. The alignment of mind, body, and intention becomes visible and magnetic. Wisdom also deepens allure. When a woman responds instead of reacts, people notice. Her presence carries gravitas. Her expression signals experience and composure. Others feel held by her energy, invited by it, not pressured by it. This effect is invisible yet undeniable. People cannot help but orient to her calm, measured rhythm. Attraction born of wisdom is sustainable. It does not fade with mood or circumstance. It transcends appearance. Superficial traits become irrelevant. What matters is the internal architecture of thought, discipline, and emotional mastery. Presence is amplified by depth. Wisdom also cultivates anticipation. Others learn that every word, every action, every glance is intentional. They pay attention. Their energy becomes focused. This focus enhances the impact of even small gestures. Subtlety becomes power. Silence becomes resonance. The allure of wisdom is layered. It operates on perception, emotion, and instinct simultaneously. It creates curiosity, respect, and desire, not for superficial reasons, but because it reflects competence, clarity, and depth. It signals reliability, security, and mastery. These qualities are timeless. They transcend trend, fashion, and transient opinion. Wisdom also protects beauty. It prevents impulsive decisions that erode presence. It balances emotion, preserving composure under pressure. It conserves energy, ensuring that vitality is expressed deliberately, not wasted. In this preservation, grace deepens. Elegance is refined. As reactions slow, awareness heightens. Subtle cues are noticed. Interactions become conscious. Decisions gain significance. Presence strengthens. Beauty becomes inevitable. Energy aligns with intention, and movement becomes a reflection of mastery. And as allure deepens through wisdom, the foundation is laid for the next layer of transformation, a presence that resonates not just for moments, but for a lifetime. Depth, stability, and elegance converge, revealing the essence of what makes a woman truly magnetic, unforgettable, and radiant in every dimension. 16. Simplicity amplifies true beauty. Simplicity is often misunderstood as minimalism or lack of effort. In truth, simplicity is mastery. It is the art of knowing what to keep and what to release, of understanding that beauty is magnified when excess is removed. When a woman simplifies her life, her mind, her intentions, her movements, she is not diminishing herself. She is amplifying the essence of who she is. Most people fill their days, their speech, their app, earnest, and their interactions with unnecessary complexity. Clothes are layered not for function but for display. Words multiply not for clarity but to impress. Actions are overextended, energy scattered. In this overabundance, the soul becomes obscured. The body becomes tense, the face becomes unreadable, presence is lost. Simplicity does the opposite. It carves away distraction. It reduces noise. It reveals the underlying structure of elegance. A simple movement, a carefully chosen word, a purposeful gesture, these speak louder than elaborate performance ever could. Simplicity is not what is missing, it is what remains when everything extraneous has been removed. And what remains is powerful. Consider the body as a canvas. When clutter covers it, every feature fights for attention. When clarity emerges, every line, every curve, every posture communicates unspoken truth. The nervous system aligns with intent. Energy flows without friction. Presence becomes effortless. Beauty becomes visible because nothing obstructs it. Simplicity also governs thought. A cluttered mind produces scattered attention, fragmented decisions, and restless energy. A simple mind, cultivated through deliberate choice, brings focus, calm, and alignment. The woman who practices simplicity in thought moves with rhythm. Her speech is considered, her actions are intentional. Her presence resonates like a clear, steady tone. This internal simplicity protects beauty from chaos. It prevents energy from leaking into unnecessary conflict, over-explanation, or reactive behavior. It maintains composure under pressure. It allows elegance to emerge naturally. It teaches patience by reducing distraction and clarifying priorities. Simplicity is also deeply attractive because it signals mastery. People sense what is essential. They notice alignment. They feel the contrast between deliberate action and chaotic I. Meditation. There is a magnetic quality in clarity that cannot be faked, that cannot be purchased. It is cultivated, it is trained. It is earned through awareness, discipline, and restraint. When a woman simplifies her interactions, she does not seek attention through force. She does not overcompensate. She does not fill silence unnecessarily. Instead, she allows presence to emerge on its own. Others are drawn, not because of display, but because of resonance. Simplicity amplifies voice. Words carry weight when carefully chosen. The fewer the words, the more attention each receives. Speech becomes measured, intentional, and persuasive without effort. Complexity dilutes communication. Simplicity also amplifies movement. In a world of constant stimulation, subtle gestures, deliberate posture, and slow, measured movements become remarkable. They communicate confidence and elegance without striving. Each movement becomes a statement because it is chosen, not defaulted to. Clarity through simplicity enhances decision-making. When priorities are defined, distractions are minimized. Energy is preserved, presence is maintained. Actions reflect intention. There is a rhythm to life that others notice even before they understand it. This rhythm is magnetic because it signals mastery of self. Simplicity also strengthens emotional presence. A mind unburdened by unnecessary thoughts is free to observe. A heart unencumbered by unresolved desire is free to respond. Emotional energy becomes precise, controlled, and attractive. It is no longer noisy, impulsive, or scattered. Emotional simplicity aligns with physical and mental simplicity, producing coherence that is visible in posture, tone, and expression. Beauty amplified by simplicity is sustainable. Trends fade, fashion changes, opinions shift. But presence built on clarity, restraint, and alignment endures. A woman who embodies simplicity moves through the world like a river, deep, steady, and inevitable in its current. Simplicity also cultivates subtle power, power without effort, influence without insistence, magnetism without performance. Others sense it intuitively. They respond unconsciously to the alignment of mind, body, and energy. They follow the rhythm of presence rather than a script. A woman who masters simplicity is not cold or detached. She is fully engaged, fully present, but she moves with quiet authority. She does not react unnecessarily. She chooses when to invest energy. She understands that her time, attention, and effort are precious resources. This discernment is visible in the way she carries herself, how she listens, how she speaks, and how she acts. Simplicity also shapes style in its deepest sense. It is not about trends or fashion. It is about removing excess in expression. Clothing, movement, gestures, and voice become extensions of inner alignment. Nothing is exaggerated. Nothing is distracting. Everything communicates purpose. Beauty emerges because there is no noise to obscure it. The discipline required for simplicity is profound. It demands self-awareness, honesty, and restraint. It requires observing impulses and choosing whether to act on them. It asks for clarity in priorities and courage to release what no longer serves alignment. This process, though subtle, transforms presence over time. Simplicity slows the nervous system. It creates space between stimulus and response. This space allows thought to consolidate, emotion to settle, and action to be deliberate. The body relaxes, posture aligns, and movement gains weight. Breath becomes calm, measured, and intentional. Energy ceases to scatter. Presence deepens. Simplicity is a lens for perceiving the world. It teaches discernment, what to notice, what to engage with, what to release. A woman who sees through simplicity experiences life with clarity and moves through it with grace. She is not distracted by noise or drama. She responds, not reacts. She aligns, not conforms. Simplicity also teaches patience. With less noise to manage, urgency diminishes. The woman who embraces simplicity moves deliberately. She waits for timing. She observes rhythm. She acts when action aligns with intention. This patience smooths interactions, deepens relationships, and preserves energy. Simplicity amplifies the invisible architecture of beauty. The alignment of thought, emotion, and action becomes noticeable. The body communicates intent effortlessly. Energy flows coherently. Presence becomes unavoidable. People feel drawn without understanding why. Curiosity, respect, and attention follow naturally. Simplicity also magnifies authenticity. A woman unburdened by excess cannot fake presence. She does not overcompensate for insecurity. She does not embellish to impress. She exists fully and naturally. Others recognize this truth instinctively. Simplicity enhances depth. Depth emerges when noise is removed. When the mind is clear, emotion balanced, and body aligned, interactions become meaningful. People notice substance over show. Presence resonates, energy stabilizes, beauty endures. The quiet power of simplicity also protects. It shields energy from unnecessary conflict, disperses tension before it accumulates, and preserves vitality for moments of significance. Simplicity creates a life in which energy is deliberate, presence is coherent, and beauty is amplified naturally. Simplicity amplifies contrast. In a world of overexpression, restraint becomes remarkable. In a world of haste, patience becomes magnetic. In a world of noise, calm and alignment become unmistakable. Others feel drawn to it instinctively, even before understanding the reason. Simplicity shapes the body subtly but profoundly. Movements become fluid, gestures intentional, posture natural. Even the face carries coherence. Eyes, mouth, and expression reflect the calm alignment with intention. Every action communicates thought, clarity, and depth. Simplicity cultivates magnetic energy, energy that is neither scattered nor wasted, energy that draws attention without effort, energy that signals mastery without announcement. Presence becomes self-evident. Influence becomes inevitable. Beauty becomes amplified, and as simplicity deepens, something remarkable occurs. The woman becomes the embodiment of her inner truth. Nothing extra remains. No distraction clouds perception. Every gesture, every word, every breath communicates alignment. Others feel it, they respond to it, they sense it before understanding. This is the silent amplification of true beauty. Simplicity becomes a foundation upon which all other qualities, grace, patience, discipline, emotional control, wisdom, are magnified. The less noise, the more resonance. The less clutter, the more presence. The quieter the energy, the stronger the effect. True beauty, amplified by simplicity, becomes inevitable, magnetic, and timeless. And in this amplification, the path forward becomes visible. A life in which elegance, alignment, and presence are no longer created through effort, but emerge naturally from mastery, restraint, and deep understanding of what is essential. 17. Presence commands attention without demand. Presence is a quiet authority. It does not shout. It does not insist. It does not negotiate its existence. Yet, it draws focus as naturally as gravity pulls objects toward its center. Many confuse visibility with presence, believing that attention must be captured by volume, action, or spectacle. True presence transcends performance. It exists in the alignment of mind, body, and energy. It is felt before it understood. Presence begins internally. A woman whose attention is fully occupied by the external world cannot radiate it. Her energy is scattered, her movements hesitant, her speech hurried. People sense uncertainty. They react often defensively or distantly because the energy they encounter is unpredictable, unstable. Presence demands stability first. It is not a product of how one looks, but of how one exists internally. Internal stability is cultivated through awareness. Awareness of breath, of posture, of thought patterns, and of emotional states anchors the nervous system. Anchored energy produces steadiness, which translates directly into physical presence. The spine aligns naturally, the chest opens, the eyes carry focus and depth. Even silence is full. This fullness, this containment signals attention without effort and draws the gaze, not because it seeks it, but because it embodies coherence. Presence is also cultivated through discipline. A disciplined mind does not flit from thought to thought, reacting impulsively to every stimulus. It maintains attention, consciously choosing what to engage with. This control prevents energy leakage. When energy is preserved, it becomes concentrated in the body, gestures, tone, and gaze. This concentrated energy is magnetic. It communicates clarity, decisiveness, and authenticity. All without needing explanation, presence thrives in the interplay of stillness and movement. A woman who moves too frequently, too quickly, or without rhythm dissipates her energy, leaving observers distracted rather than captivated. Conversely, deliberate pauses, breath held, gaze maintained, hand still, create tension and interest. These pauses are not empty. They are filled with intention, giving every subsequent action resonance. People lean in naturally. They observe, they wait, they respond because presence commands attention by ping experience, not by demanding it. Presence is equally amplified by emotional mastery. A woman whose emotional state governs her expression cannot radiate calm authority. Emotions that spike, leak, or fluctuate uncontrollably send subtle signals of instability. Observers sense tension before they consciously register it. Emotional discipline creates a stable foundation upon which presence can rest. Stability in feeling allows expressions to be authentic yet composed, gestures to be open yet measured, and speech to resonate with confidence without pressure. Voice is a key instrument of presence. It is not loudness that creates authority, but modulation. Clarity of tone, measured pace, and deliberate intonation convey confidence. Pauses in speech carry as much weight as the words themselves. They create expectation, allowing listeners to absorb, reflect, and respond. Presence is amplified when sound is aligned with intention and energy is conserved for maximal effect. Presence also interacts with posture and movement. Alignment in posture communicates balance, readiness, and openness. A relaxed, upright spine signals inner stability. A centered stance conveys confidence without aggression. Movement is measured, deliberate, and intentional. Gestures punctuate meaning rather than clutter it. Even subtle shifts in weight, gaze, or expression communicate attention and engagement. This subtle orchestration does not require conscious explanation. Observers sense it intuitively. Sustaining presence requires simplicity. When energy is scattered by overcomplication, attention is diluted, and presence weakens. Simplicity in thought, emotion, and action allows energy to accumulate in ways that radiate effortlessly. A simple gesture, a single sustained gaze, or a deliberate pause carries amplified resonance because nothing extraneous interferes. Simplicity preserves the purity of presence. Presence is also built through patience. The nervous system must not be rushed. Timing is essential. Responses delivered before the moment is ready create tension and disrupt resonance. Waiting, observing, and acting in alignment with the natural flow of interaction strengthens magnetic energy. Patience allows others to align their energy with yours, creating a field of attention that is drawn rather than coerced. Presence interacts with space. A woman who fully occupies her environment commands subtle attention, not through force but by radiating coherence into the space she inhabits. This is why posture, movement, and timing are inseparable from inner alignment. Presence cannot exist without it. Space becomes a stage, but one in which the energy flows naturally, rather than performed artificially. Presence is relational. It shapes how others respond, not by manipulation, but by calibration. People instinctively adjust their behavior in response to stable, aligned energy. They mirror it, respond to it, and lean into it. This mirror effect strengthens the sense of influence without demand. It is invisible yet undeniable. Influence born of presence is magnetic, sustainable, and subtle. Presence is inseparable from authenticity. Energy that is manufactured, forced, or performative signals dissonance. Observers sense it instinctively. Authenticity allows presence to radiate without strain. The alignment of action, thought, emotion, and intention communicates a coherence that commands attention. Authenticity and presence are inseparable. One cannot exist without the other. Presence is deepened by awareness of contrast. In a world full of noise, people are drawn to clarity. When gestures, speech, and posture are aligned, they stand out against chaos. The quieter, more deliberate the energy, the more attention it draws. People notice, without understanding why. This is the magnetic force of disciplined, aligned presence. Presence also transforms relationships. Interactions are smoother, tension is reduced, and engagement becomes authentic. People respond more readily, trust is cultivated, and influence grows. This is not achieved by verbal assertion or action alone, but by the subtle projection of alignment and coherence that communicates stability, clarity, and authority. Presence is reinforced by emotional containment. Internal turbulence disrupts coherence. Calm, regulated energy allows interactions to unfold naturally. Observers sense security. They are drawn not to entertainment, but to the stability, calm, and assurance that true presence provides. Presence is cultivated over time. It requires repeated attention to posture, movement, energy, emotional balance, and thought alignment. It is a cumulative effect. Each choice to observe, control, and refine adds to the field of magnetic energy. Small actions compound. Gradually, presence becomes habitual. It is no longer conscious effort, but embodied resonance. Presence also shapes perception of beauty. Physical features, gestures, and expressions are amplified when energy is aligned. Tension melts. Movements flow. The body becomes an instrument of resonance, communicating depth and clarity. People perceive elegance before conscious thought. Presence becomes inseparable from perceived beauty. Presence is inseparable from timing. Action, speech, and movement must align with the readiness of the moment. Acting too soon or too late dilutes impact. Timing, guided by awareness and patience, ensures that each gesture, word, and glance carries maximum resonance. Presence commands attention not by volume, but by precision. Presence is sustained by energy management. Energy is not wasted on unnecessary reactions, overcomplications, or attempts to force influence. It is concentrated. It flows through posture, gaze, breath, gesture, and tone. Observers are drawn to this concentrated energy instinctively, responding to alignment, coherence, and resonance. Presence is inseparable from inner authority. Authority that is grounded in alignment, discipline, patience, and awareness communicates itself naturally. It does not seek validation. It does not demand recognition. It radiates effortlessly. Presence without authority feels shallow. Authority without presence feels forced. The combination creates magnetism. Presence also enhances decision-making and action. When energy is coherent, judgment is clear. Choices are deliberate. Responses are measured. Action becomes efficient and powerful. People respond to this naturally. Influence becomes organic. Authority is felt before it is articulated. Presence deepens allure. The combination of calm authority, aligned energy, and subtle intentionality draws attention instinctively. Others sense stability, coherence, and competence. Attraction emerges not from manipulation, but from alignment. Presence amplifies the perception of mastery and elegance. Presence is ultimately the culmination of awareness, discipline, patience, simplicity, emotional mastery, and authenticity. It integrates every facet of being into a coherent, magnetic whole. A woman who cultivates presence does not need to perform. She exists fully and deliberately, and her existence commands attention. Presence becomes habitual, energy aligns naturally, movement becomes expressive yet effortless, speech carries weight and resonance, gesture communicates intention, breath, posture, and gaze are deliberate, observation and timing are precise. All these elements create a field of magnetic coherence that others respond to instinctively without understanding why. And as presence matures, it prepares the ground for the next transformation, the final lay, where all cultivated qualities converge to create a woman whose beauty, elegance, and influence are not fleeting but enduring, irresistible, and deeply magnetic. 18. Alignment of mind, body, and spirit completes beauty. True beauty emerges when alignment is achieved. Alignment is not external, it is internal. It is the synchronization of thought, feeling, and action, where every decision, every gesture, and every breath resonates with intention. Without alignment, beauty is fractured, inconsistent, fleeting. With alignment, it becomes inevitable, magnetic, and deeply compelling. The mind shapes reality. Disordered thoughts create dissonance in posture, expression, and energy. When the mind is chaotic, the body carries tension and emotions spill unpredictably. Observers sense the instability before they can consciously name it. They perceive misalignment as subtle unease. Presence fades. Clarity of thought is the first step toward alignment. A woman who cultivates clarity recognizes her values, priorities, and boundaries. She understands what is essential and what is extraneous. She distinguishes between impulse and intention. The mind, disciplined yet flexible, serves as the foundation of coherent energy. Every thought is measured, every decision intentional, and every reaction calibrated. Emotional alignment is inseparable from mental clarity. Emotions are not suppressed, but observed, balanced, and integrated. A mind in conflict with its emotions produces tension visible in posture, voice, and expression. Harmony between what is felt and what is thought generates calm, poise, and authenticity. Emotional energy flows coherently, enhancing the impression of presence and beauty simultaneously. The body becomes the expression of alignment. Posture, gait, gesture, and facial expression communicate inner order without effort. A woman whose body aligns with her mind and emotions radiate stability, confidence, and subtle magnetism. Movement becomes fluid, gestures purposeful, and even silence carries resonance. The nervous system functions as an instrument, transmitting coherence into every interaction. Alignment of mind, body, and spirit produces presence that is effortless yet undeniable. It does not demand attention. It attracts it naturally. People respond instinctively to coherent energy. They mirror it, feel drawn to it, and recognize it without needing words. Presence and beauty become inseparable because they both originate in internal harmony.